This is Bell. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
They'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. Sammy Coates, the intended target there. And it's third down. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL, and now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
Watch it now, Barney. Here we go now. Back over. All right, here we go. Green, 3
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. After the penalty, it's Bell. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that first down run.
I love how he handed it to us, and then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line, and they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And, boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
They'll run it with Bell. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Vic Beasley's a very talented outside linebacker whose number one task, rush the passer. But he has the athletic ability to drop into coverage.
Back out of that Philly. Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's complete to Ladarius Green. And he's brought down. Give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Back to throw now on first down. Out left side here to Bryant. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
That's caught at the 3. 1 yard is the gain there. It'll bring up second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll look to throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. In not great starting field position here for the offense. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I know that's their first connection in this game, but you and I both know that Julio Jones is without a doubt his quarterback's favorite target.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan loves this guy. And who wouldn't?
Yeah, and the reason that he's that is because of his dependability. And quarterbacks have to have that from their receivers, meaning they know where they're going to be when they're running certain routes. They don't break them on them. They don't change them up and do their own freelance stuff and put their quarterbacks in bad situations. Matt Ryan has ultimate trust in Julio Jones.
On second down, Freeman. And down he'll go at the 25. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 12 yards on the pickup, and the Falcons are going to get a first.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play action pass, and completing it.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. He's got a man. It's his fullback. Nice stiff arm.
Underused, but still effective.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
This offense is in rhythm now, just accumulating first downs and moving the ball downfield.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Ryan turns and gives to DeMarco. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. Now Ryan on 2nd down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Here's Ryan. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. On 3rd down, Ryan. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
So they started that drive from the shadows of their own end zone all the way back at the 2, and they're able to get 3 out of it.
And you know, shadows tend to scare people, right? Not in this case. This offense was not jumpy at all, handled it very well, put themselves into a position to score.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They get 25 yards out of that one. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And Green with a catch left side. And he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it's good enough for a Pittsburgh 1st down. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
So they're operating in the red zone. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that.
They got his man complete. They give him a gain of 38. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Second down following the run. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. To throw is Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. On second down, Ryan. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Ryan now to throw on third down. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Brief break in the action here. Back to Heinz Field after this. From the shotgun, Ryan looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Here we go! Gun!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy is covering you. He's usually pretty good too, so the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. He'll drop to throw. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. On the right side, caught by Green. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, line it.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And caught, right side, Green. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. And now they're in the hurry-up, where they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive,
now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. Now back to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Let's go. Blue,
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. They'll set up a throw. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on.
No. Check. Patriot. Hurry up.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
And they've stopped them on the first 2 downs. Obviously, this is an important play coming up here. I think it's more so for the guys on defense because if they stop them here, I think they've set the tone for the entire game, how difficult it's going to be to score on them.
They'll drop the throw, and that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
That was a difficult catch, and I admire the fact that he actually caught the football, worked so hard to get his feet down inbounds, tried to do the toe tap, Like, my dad's an accomplished tap dancer. I'm not sure he would have gotten his feet in on that one.
Is he really?
Yeah, that he is.
How about that? What about young Davis?
No, it did not. It did not cross.
It didn't carry over.
No, it stopped right there.
This is fielded at the goal line. And they're going to have very poor field position as he's out of bounds at his 7-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Second down following the incompletion. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Bryant with a catch right side. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
And his throw is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Tackle made there by Zach Brown. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside. Not easy.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for. Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. On third down, Ryan. And Ginn's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ted Ginn. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Here we go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Out left side here to Bryant. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And now it's third down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. It's caught. Jones. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
That one goes for 24 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They come out here in the eye. Now it's Ryan. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play. Second and goal, but still a decent chunk of yardage here. They're on the 8 and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have broken our tie. And he's got it up and through. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession. He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. They're going to look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
That one good for 10 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it'll give the Steelers a first down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. They'll look to throw. And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's going to look deep down the field. And they went for a big play through the air on second.
Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. One receiver left, 3 to the right. The first throw now for the backup Roethlisberger. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Sammy Coates has it complete. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Kevin Pierre-Louis in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
He's back to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. But for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line, giving them time to complete that first down pass.
Now Bell. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting them a few yards.
Roethlisberger, and yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is taken at the 3. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Ryan. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Throwing now is Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. This from 51 yards for the win. It's on target, and it's good. From 51 yards out, he drills it. And the Falcons are going to win the game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Falcons, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll be at home for one next week against the Oakland Raiders. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.